I pose you a question, just to start. Eyes down, please, and sit far apart. Dear casting, what am I? What stands here before you today? Shall I help you? And let me say a man. Check. A white man? No, ethnically ambiguous, more like. The term of the day? Okay, playing age. 20 to 28? 6 foot tall with brown hair and eyes. Could you see me in a commercial serving tea in the skies? Anything else? No? Okay. To help you out, in my community, when we introduce ourselves, we state our name and our pronouns because we understand that how a person may appear outwardly does not match what they identify as inwardly. So, hello. My name is Sam, and I use he, him pronouns. A mixed race man stands before you today, half apple, half pear. Planted into a colony with 1 year left on its lease, the mighty, fragrant harbor of the East, Hong Kong. And as he sprouted, he dreamt of worlds far beyond our own. Hot, summer, sweaty nights spent with plastic swords, fighting dragons on misty mountains under baby blue skies. He was always a hero, saving fair maidens, sneaking a kiss, music surging, blood dripping. It was something he just could not miss. So, in his 21st year, he moved with a purpose to the land of pears, the United Kingdom, to chase that dream, to act on that big screen. But walking into rooms, he found that he did not look quite apple enough to be used in apple pies, and he did not look quite pear enough to go into tart bordaloos and the rare parts in between that reflected his true mix. Well, could you put on an accent, please? Just so that we know. Or you could speak the language of your ancestors, just to show, because looking at you, frankly, half Chinese. Are you sure? You just don't look mixed race enough. Sorry, so we're going to go with number 4. And instead of fighting dragons and kissing maidens on that big screen, he ends up with a transgender man stands before you today. Born a girl, he knew there was a catch, and at the age of 13, found that he was just a boy with a body that didn't quite match. And 13 years later, he looks into a mirror and beams, because growing up, even in his wildest dreams, handsome was never a word he thought he'd own. And he's so proud of the man that he has become, fully grown. And when he is sent a self-tape to perfect, he plunges his hand into his chest and rips it out. Bloody and beating, oxidized to the outside, and puts it all into his work. Every grisly inch. And then he waits. He waits and waits. He waits, and he waits. You see, the trans male roles he is sent, hours and hours spent, does it even matter? Because they screech through their silence. They say that he fits none of them. Transgender man, what do you see when I say that word? And if it is not the man who stands before you today, what exactly does that say? That he has never seen a trans man that looks like him on the screen, and he must always swallow that piercing urge to scream. Living true to himself for the past 13 years does not come without its fears, because for you, he does not look trans enough. For you, he is never quite trans enough. An actor stands before you today, and he asks, in an industry that is entirely based on looks, who decides whether yours is good enough to represent your community? Bring me the ones who crease corners, fold flaps, 4 solid sides to make a neat little casting box. I ask you, how do you define those parameters? Because if I don't fit, how will I ever represent my people on the screen? And if I don't represent my people on the screen, how will you know that those parameters can be stretched, pulled, changed, and molded into something new to include the ones that look like me? In this industry, you survive off the crumbs of opportunity they throw your way for the next 4 months, 4 years, running on an empty stomach and a lot of hope, desperate that they might see you for what you can do, desperate that you might fit into a neat little box one day. Maybe. But until then, you. A writer stands before you today, tired, for he knows he must write, he must fight till his fingers fall off, turn cold and numb and blue for his community, his communities. Tired of waiting for crumbs, he will make his own bread instead and take your neat little casting boxes, a hammer in hand, and shatter them. Show you just how many ways a community can look. Show you just how much further we must go with representation. Because believe me, for this tiny, beautifully diverse nation, it has only just begun. So, trick or treat? Dear casting, what am I? What stands here before you today? And before you open your mouth, let me just say, you pick trick, okay? Because the answer to that question does not come from you. It comes from me.